Well, our first appeal for your help tonight concerns the murder of Julie Finley in Liverpool. Although 8 months have passed now since she was killed, detectives believe there are still people who may have important information on the case. In fact, it wasn't until 3 months after Julie's death that the most important witness in the case so far came forward. And that's when our film begins in Liverpool, where Julie lived.
What time are you going to Mum and Dad's on Sunday?
Probably about 1.
Do you want a lift?
That'd be great. You could pick us up around 1:45. Just hang on a minute. I want to go and get a paper. What's that?
It's about the murder. Do you remember I told you about that girl who ran in front of my car outside the hospital? I was badly shaken because I nearly knocked her down.
Yeah, so?
Well, that's it. That's the girl.
Maybe you should ring in and tell somebody about it.
Come on.
Incident room, Farnworth Street, can I help you? Yes. So you recognise her from the poster, do you? And when exactly did this happen? Definitely that Friday, was it? Right, yeah. Can you remember anything else about her at all? Yeah.
Julie Finley was 23. She'd lived all her life in Liverpool, growing up in a close family of 5 children.
Julie's my second oldest child. As a child, she was very lovable, very kind, soft-hearted. Julie started changing when she was about 19. We first noticed when her personality started changing. I got told that Julie was on drugs, which shocked me, really shocked me. I was very upset and very disappointed in Julie, because I thought, you know, Julie was more sensible than that, to touch drugs.
Although Julie's addiction to heroin had dramatically changed her life, she'd remained close to her family.
Hiya, finally bringing my stuff back. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't do that. I don't find them anymore. Is me mum in?
Yeah.
Mum, it's our Julie!
Hello, Jill. How are you doing, love?
I'm all right, I'm a bit tired. A bit run down, you know. How are you?
Yeah, same as usual, nothing new. You've just missed your dad, he's gone out for the afternoon.
Let's see when he gets back in.
Yeah.
Mum, can I have a bath?
Yeah, go up. There's still some hot water left. Feeling better?
Mm-hmm.
You taking care of yourself?
Trying to. Mum, can I borrow £3?
Sure. Pass me back.
I'll give it back when I get my check, okay?
Don't worry about it. There you go. Nice.
Shall I come round for Sunday lunch?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's not going to get off, all right, but I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah. Look after yourself.
Okay.
Julie and her boyfriend had recently moved into a friend's flat near Faulkner Square.
So how's your mum, son?
Fine. She wants me to go round for Sunday lunch.
You gonna go?
Yeah, probably.
You going out soon then?
Yeah, better get going, really.
What time do you think you'll be back?
Oh, a couple of hours.
Alright, see you later then.
See ya.
The neighbourhood is a well-known red light area, and Julie mixed frequently with the local prostitutes. That night, a prostitute who knew Julie saw her in Grove Street.
That's 11 o'clock.
Julie mentioned she was expecting to meet someone at 11. It was shortly after 11, and not far from here, that the witness who saw the poster was driving home along Pembroke Place. Julie seemed to be running towards someone across the road. This man would have been one of the last people to see Julie alive. The next day, 15 miles outside Liverpool.
The Liverpool Century Road Club were having a 10-mile time trial race on the Rainford bypass.
Oh, Kevin, I'm on there. Not too bad. 120, yeah.
I'd gone along to collect my number and my start time. After I collected that, I wanted to answer the call of nature before I set off. So I headed to some bushes by a field at the side of the lay-by.
Mike, here, quick!
I think I found a dead body in it.
We better have a look.
Julie had been strangled.
And, you know, it's just odd. This Mother's Day that there was no card, nothing from her. I just went to her grave. The flowers I got for Mother's Day, I put them on Julie's. You know, because I miss her so much and I loved her.
Well, Mr. Yule, you have one witness who saw something which could be very important. It was on the night Julie died, and at the lay-by where her body was found, at around the time she died as well.
That's correct, yes. About 12:45 a.m. on the morning that Julie's body was to be found later, a white transit van with a D, E or F registration was seen in the lay-by, which is near to the Wheatsheaf public house on the Rainford bypass. There could be one of three reasons this vehicle was there. Either it was used and the girl was killed in the back of it. Secondly, her body could have been transported to the scene in that vehicle. Or thirdly, it may be that quite an innocent reason it's there, namely a courting couple who have been reticent to come forward because perhaps they were embarrassed. If that latter is the case, please, discretion will be the watchword with me. If they come forward, let's just eliminate this. It's most important that we find this van.
Right, so please do call if that was you. The last definite sighting of Julie herself is still back in Liverpool in Pembroke Place, near her flat.
Yes, that's right. As you've seen from the film, that a man was seen to be approached by Julie, who was obviously anxious to speak to him. He may well be her drugs dealer. The man's description, about 28 years, 5'10" to 6 foot, stocky build, dark, tidy hair, and dressed in dark clothing. Now, I'm not interested in the drugs aspect. I'm interested in finding the killer. And so I would ask anybody who can suggest who this man may be, or who was in the area at the time, to come forward, again, in complete confidence.
Right. Now, some of Julie's clothes are still missing.
That's absolutely right. And if I can show clothes that we've purchased, these are a white blouse and brown buttons at the top and black jeans. They're in good condition. They were found by a young man the following day on the wasteland at Low Hill. The young man didn't read anything into this and left them, but he didn't contact the police for several days, and when we arrived, and happily, the clothes had disappeared. We do believe firmly that they were Julie's. We feel whoever's taken them has committed no crime, but found they're in good condition, could utilise them. So I say to them, it's absolutely essential we find those clothes for forensic examination. They're in no trouble. Come forward, please let me have them.
Absolutely vital. If you can help, please do call. Your information and your identity will be treated with great discretion. Detectives and BBC staff are here answering calls in the studio, 0500 600 600, or you can ring Mr Yule's colleagues at the incident room in Liverpool on 0151 777 3600. That's 0151 for Liverpool, 777 3600.
6 months back, we carried an appeal about the murder of Julie Finley, a 23-year-old from Liverpool who was found strangled in a field in August 1994. Some remarkable new information has emerged about the case, and Detective Chief Inspector Francis Yule is about to reveal what it is. Our reconstruction showed how Julie had left a flat in Toxteth and was then seen by a motorist in Pembroke Place. We appealed about a white van seen parked near where Julie's body was discovered, and that's at the heart of the new information. Indeed, Mr. Eel, it's quite dramatic evidence.
Yes, it is. At 10:30 in the morning of Friday, the 21st of July, at the junction of the East Lancashire Road and the Rainford Bypass, which was the road Julie's body was ultimately found on, some 10 months after the murder, a man gave a hitchhiker a lift, and I'm anxious to trace this hitchhiker. As they got near to the site of the murder, the man became so agitated that the driver became most concerned about his mental state and asked him what was wrong. And he was to go on and tell him a very interesting story. He said that about 10 minutes before, his motorcycle had broken down in the lay-by, and this was the lay-by where Julie's body was found nearby. And he said that while he was there fixing the bike, he heard bangs and screams coming from a van. He approached the van, opened the doors, and there he saw a young woman, naked. She said, help me, for God's sake, help me. Suddenly, before he could do anything, a male appeared, told him to mind his own business. It was his girlfriend, and in certain terms, told him to get on his way. He did just that. Julie's body was found close to that spot the following day, and that man has not contacted the police to date.
How credible is this story?
I think it's very credible. Certain things that he told our witness, the driver, I alone know, other than anybody who was at the scene of Julie's murder.
So he was definitely there, you're convinced about that?
I'm convinced he was there.
So either he was the last person, legitimately at any rate, to see Julie alive, or else he was the murderer.
Absolutely. I firmly believe that he is the last person to see Julie alive, other than the killer, that he spoke to Julie, and that in fact the man he confronted was Julie's killer. If that is not the case, given what he knows, I must consider him a strong suspect himself for the murder.
Now, it's obviously crucial to this inquiry this man comes forward. If he is a witness, describe him to us.
He's in his mid-20s, 5'8", clean-cut young man, blonde, short hair. Up to the point that he became agitated, he seemed the average, sensible young fellow. It's absolutely essential he comes forward. He's got to clear himself. I don't wish to be judgmental. It may well be that he worried that he did nothing and this young lady's life might have been saved. That's not the point. The point is now he must do the right thing, come forward and speak to me. This man can point me in the right direction. I feel so strongly about it.
Average height and build, early 20s, fair hair and a crew cut. I mean, it could be so many people. Do we know where he lives? Or
absolutely. Like I do believe from our witness, who is a St Helens man himself, that our man comes from St Helens. He did say he was en route to Ainsdale to see his grandfather, so he may well be known in the Ainsdale area. He certainly has a St Helens accent. I do feel he's a local man.
Stuart, thank you very much indeed. If you are that man, if you know who he is, call us here in the studio, or you can call the Instant Room direct. That's on 0151 777 4473. That's Liverpool, 777 4473.